Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another race here on ALTTPR League. This is what I believe week 4. Spoiler key sanity, am I right? Cool, Paula?
Yes, week 4 of League Season 4. And
Big
yeah, this
fun.
is spoiler key sanity, so we will have one runner racing. They will each have a teammate with access to the spoiler log who will be in their ear telling them where to go.
I love the spoiler log races. I get like super bad anxiety watching them run it because it's such low percent, especially in the invitational. It's like they're doing 3 heart, one hit TKO the entire time.
Yeah, it's absolutely the most stressful and the most fun way to play this game, I think, because it's just frantic for about 20 minutes, and then the runner is just going crazy on their low percent run, and it's a lot of fun.
Oh, starting off with a compass to Eastern Palace. Good times.
Yeah, and normally you've got some options for how you stall for a minute while your pilot gets oriented in the seed, because they get that seed as soon as the countdown hits 0. They have no time ahead to plan, so both runners are going to head up to Uncle to kill a little bit of time here, it looks like.
That even makes it a little bit worse, I think, because it puts so much pressure on your pilot, telling you where to go, and you don't have that preparation time. Wow, hammer right at Uncle. Very nice for both runners. Looks like their pilots are like ready to go because that was awesome. 40 minutes in, 40 minutes, 40 seconds in.
And yeah, it looks like we're even going to find some stuff inside of Hyrule Castle, so that's really convenient to find a weapon right outside.
Yeah, definitely not complaining about the early hammer. So nice because swords have seemed to be buried pretty deeply in all these seeds, especially today. And I'm wondering if there's going to be a bottle in Mini Moldorm Cave because I'm pretty sure I've watched like 5 races today and Mini Moldorm has had a bottle every time.
And we'll take a second also to shout out the pilots. I believe that is Frede, who is piloting Yagamoth, and Chimo, who is piloting Mystik. Yagamoth finds a small key to Ganon's tower there in Hyrule Castle.
It's like a dip into Blind's Hut for Mystic as Yagamoth continues here in Hyrule Castle. Interested to see what is back here. Oh, big key to Meyer. Definitely required. Hey, there's the fire rod over in Blind's Hut.
Some convenient bombs, too. And Seed giving us a sword there, too, in the back of Blind's Hut, so we're basically in easy mode already.
Right now it's cake. Oh, a small key to Pod. Hyrule Castle not being complete junk today, which is interesting. Death Warp here by Yagamoth, so I'm wondering what's in Dark Cross.
Yeah, and this is going to be a tricky Dark Cross adventure. You can use the hammer to do some navigating, but it's a bit trickier than if you had, say, a sword.
Yeah, this makes me very uncomfortable when I have to play into it. As a matter of fact, I would avoid it like the plague. But Yagamoth isn't afraid, and so off to Dark Cross they go.
It's going to be pretty hard for us to commentate on what's happening over there. So, but that's through the first room at least. I believe we're in snake avoidance room right now.
Bomb pickup for Mystik here. Which bombs are so scarce in this. It seems like in the pilots, you just really don't have that opportunity to kind of have the luxury of not worrying about bombs. So definitely a good pickup there. Mystic gonna head towards South Shore. Yagamoth making their way, I think, just about there. Oh no! unfortunate death.
Yeah, I think Yaga was trying to line up on those torches in the right side of Dark Cross, and there was just a snake in the area who was not cooperating.
Oh, that was so close. That feels so bad. Definitely a good job. Looks like they're gonna grab some oh, bombs. Retrieval. Very nice. I thought they were going to get magic. Mini Moldorm Cave over on Mystic side. Oh my gosh, if there's a bottle here, I swear.
I mean, there's some things we know about Link to the Past. There's always a bow in Turtle Rock. There's always a bottle in Mini Moldorm Cave.
Right? Looks like we have a glove there, as well as a map to Ganon's tower. No bottle. Rip, I cursed them. But that glove and that boomerang, pretty nice. Just with kind of the plastic sword, I think a stun item is pretty nice to have here early game, especially on low percent. And that kind of, unless it was just an accidental pickup of that chest, that kind of tells me that Hookshot might be kind of buried.
And it looks like Yaga is back in Dark Cross. Ooh, the Moon Pearl. Wow.
Wow. So lamp should be pretty accessible, although I think Fire Rod makes this also in logic, if I'm not mistaken. I could be wrong. I don't think I am, though.
I don't think you can do it from the front because... Or can you? Oh, yeah, because every one of these rooms does have a torch in it. This is one of these weird things about this logic, because there is a torch in this room, but you have to walk halfway through the first room in the sewers to get to the torch.
Yeah, logic escapes me. I was so into the cross keys that I kind of forget what like the logic is of regular seeds. Looks like a mini Moldorm dip for a Yagamoth gonna grab their gloves. So we do have Dark World access now at 6 minutes in. At least Yagamoth will here in a second, as well as Mystik.
Yeah, and I think lamp logic is the thing that people ignore the most, right? Because you always sort of think, lamp's just somewhere dumb that I don't want to go. I'll just pretend like I have it and keep going.
Yeah, interesting. Yaga did not save and quit there. Thought about it for a second, but then ended up walking out. So wondering if there's something over in Ice Rod Cave or up near Zora, possibly. Oh, very nice stun item. I definitely see why the blue boom pickup was. Get a bomb off of those drops. So that is very nice to have in your back pocket.
And Yaga showing off the nice NMG setup for this fake flipper, just sort of moving diagonally off of that bush down there.
Oh my goodness. Link to the Past, Ken. Did you hear about the race with Boots and GT for King's Tomb GT Big Key? That is disgusting.
I've seen some rough ones this week. That's probably the worst one I've heard about.
Yeah, that's pretty oof. Okay, what is in this pyramid fairy here? Okay, Ice Rod. Do need that for TR. Doesn't look like we're going to have anything on Zora or Zora Ledge. Of course, don't have the money for it, but I'm pretty sure Yaga probably would have gotten that before making that trek up there if it was something important.
Yeah, so that tricky Dark Cross visit paying off pretty well in some efficiency for Yagamoth, able to do that trip to Waterfall Cave along with Mini Moldorm with that Moon Pearl, and we'll be able to pick up all of this good stuff out of Kakariko just on the way into the Dark World.
It's like our first trek here into Crystal Thieves Town. Don't have that big key yet, so probably some important things here in the first 4. Unless the big key is just here, because why wouldn't it be?
Got to say, you do get a little bit nervous as a runner when your pilot says, okay, we're going to go pick up Ice Rod right now. And you're like, why do I need Ice Rod already?
Yeah, that's quite nerve-wracking. But it looks like we have half magic and boots in the front of Thieves Town. Super generous. Half magic, such a luxury. And in low percent, like a gift. Like truly a gift.
Yeah, it just helps out with so many boss fights, cold stare. If you get cape or something like that, one of those magic burning safeties, the half magic is huge. So really productive dip into Turtle Rock there.
Hey, there's a bottle over on Chess Game. Bottles also become much more valuable in low percent.
And one of those places the half magic can be helpful is in a low percent Mothula fight. That might be where we're headed right now.
Looks like Mystik killing a little bit of time for their pilot to kind of give them the location of which chests they're gonna need. Yagamoth going to head down towards Dark Kakariko. Definitely gonna grab those boots. I mean, of course you're going to grab the boots, as well as that half magic, and we'll probably see them head on up to Skullwoods as well.
Yeah,
Okay, so
this
Mystik going straight to the back.
Yeah, seems like we might be here just for Mothula. I was going to say, normally this fighter sword Mothula fight is not great because even if you get through it, it really is pretty slow. But if Moth has something that we really need, or maybe if we're just not going to be back here for a while, um, the half magic will be a big help in getting through this fight quickly and safely.
Did Mystik grab that blue mail in Thieves Town? The first chest was blue mail. I don't know if I saw them grab that. Okay, second sword there in Skullwoods, not terrible. Uh, Mystik taking a death ward, probably just going to refill their hearts and go ahead and take out Moth.
Yeah, it's on the tracker, and Zelda seems to be wearing some sort of blue tiara there. So
Yeah,
I don't
that's
really
what I
know if that
thought.
shows up on these sprites.
Starting to panic a little bit. I'm like, oh my god, did you just really skip the blue mail? You crazy? Oh no, unfortunate fall there, but pretty sure Mystic's gonna be fine. Like these runners, they're so good at the game. Like it's just a magical thing to watch. So I'm sure Mystic isn't panicking like I am.
Yeah, and that Master Sword pickup also pretty big. Just a big improvement on your damage coming into this Mothula fight.
It would definitely have to be something good to make me come back to Mothula with 4 hearts, even with Blue Mill. Lot seems to be playing nicely today with our runners. First crystal down for Mystic. Small key on Moth to Misery Mire. Kind of makes routing a little bit easier. Is a 5/6 crystal today. Lot of Light World pendants. That's interesting.
And that minor small key can be nice for routing, but it's not usually that essential. So it feels like this was just let's get the Master Sword and I guess beat Mothula while you're here. So
Yeah, definitely. No save and quit from Mystic. Going back into Skull Woods, there might be something else here for us.
I was going to say, I think Mystic did a really nice job in that Moth fight too of hitting Moth from the side rather than from the bottom. If you knock Moth up, sometimes he'll get stuck on those spikes, but side to side, Mystic really gave himself some room to fight there. So that was really nicely done.
Oh, hey, Samaria. Looks like we're going to have a decent Ice Palace today. Ooh, we can almost do oh my god, there's flippers. We can almost do Ice Palace. All we need is those mitts.
And Yagamoth opting for the hammer fight there. Very nicely done.
Oh my god, Ice Palace starter pack in Skull Woods.
That
And
was
no, I
the
do not have the spoiler up.
I was gonna say that was the most incredible commentator's blessing I've ever heard. Oh, maybe ice
Was-
pellets. Oh yeah, we're almost to ice pellets. We just need the. Oh wait, there's the mitts.
I swear to God, I'm not even in the race room. I have no access to the spoiler log. That was crazy. Maybe I just do too many of these. Type Cave for Mystik. Yagamoth gonna go pick up everything he needs for the game in Skull Woods.
Yeah, and this is also why runners went to Moth first and then cleaned up the front of Skull Woods. With no Skull Woods small keys, they can't really get out of the pinball room, so they're just set up to save and quit out of here.
Some chest turns from Mystik. Ooh, red mail. All right, very generous seed so far as protection-wise for a low percent. Another bottle. Very nice. Where's our mirror? Zombie with a small key to pod. Not bad. So this would be our second small key, I think. Mystik just hasn't picked up the first one. Skullwood's pinball room is only guaranteed a small key and cross keys, I believe.
Yeah, I think that was one of those V30 changes, along with like the advanced darkroom logic and stuff like that, that took the key out of pinball room.
Something in hammer pigs. Another small pod. Okay. Pod is a pendant. So quite interesting. A lot of items there, though. So not really surprising that there would be some kind of progression in there.
Yeah, and pretty nice to be able to pick up several pod keys in a row there and set up whatever dip you need to make into that dungeon. Interesting. Mystik heading through this whirlpool. This is normally the way you come to turn in your mushroom for the most part, but are we headed up to Zora? Or maybe, oh, maybe it's time for Ice Palace and Mystik just wants a potion or two.
Yeah, definitely don't blame them. And I'm assuming with spending money that close to 500 that Zora is not going to be required today. Looks like a pod dip for Yagamoth. No big key, so unless it's in there, so not going to finish it, I don't think. But going to grab our favorite extortionist, open at pod, and see what that has for us. So a little bit of divergence here from our runners.
Yeah, and with Pod and Eastern both pendants, that means bows could be hard to find in this seed, theoretically. That's a thing you can work your way around with a Mimic Clip in Ganon's Tower, but um, could be interesting to see how that develops throughout the rest of the race.
Well, I'm a dirty liar about the whole divergence thing.
Oh, so maybe these potions are to do the camera unlock on the right side of Pod, but looks like Yagamoth is just planning on doing the Mimic Clip here.
Oh, wow, getting that mimic right into the wall. Wow, was that a beautiful mimic clip.
That was really well done. That is a
Very
bunch
nice.
of single frame inputs in a row. The way that works is you've got to move the mimics left for exactly one frame and then up or down to sort of lock them into their X position. So that was really well done from Yagamoth.
Bow locked bow. Gross.
Of course, why wouldn't there be a bow
I
locked
mean,
bow?
yeah. I mean, naturally. You're not gonna bow lock a bow.
I think Ganon's getting too smart for us.
Bow locked bow makes me question where Silver's. That makes me nervous for our runners.
Yeah, I would suspect they're going to be someplace awful, and we are not going to see Silvers this seed. Yagamoth also showed off another fun little glitch there. Extended auto stairs, it's officially called. Somehow just the presence of a Cane of Samaria block just completely breaks the game, and you can dash up through those blocks.
Oh my gosh. Okay, again, we're liars because they're silver arrows.
So the first bow was locked behind, what, 4 pod keys, and then the second bow locked behind the first bow.
Yeah. Mhm. That's what happened.
This is definitely a seed.
Pod, man. Am I right?
Well, looks like our runners are going to come out of here with silver arrows and flute, so no complaints there.
I feel like Lamp has to be pretty accessible to have Moon Pearl and Dark Cross, Bow in Dark Pod. No, again, Fire Rod. I don't know. Although definitely having those silver arrows kind of takes the fear out of Fire Rod's silverless out of the equation. So probably not too worried about the lamp for either runners right now. That's none of that came out the way it was intended, but I'm pretty sure you guys could decipher what I meant.
Yeah, I got you. I was going to say those silvers are also going to help with this Misery Mire trip that seems to be happening with the Cane of Samaria and the Big Key. This is a clearable dungeon now.
Or heart. Well, red mail, okay, but 4 heart misery mire. Just let that rattle around in the noodle for a second.
Oh, interesting. Mystik there went back into Dark Maze to grab a Turtle Rock small key out of that lower chest. We always need at least 3 Turtle Rock smalls to beat the dungeon, and 4 if you want to full clear it. But if you only need 3, there are some choices about which 3 you're going to grab, so that can sometimes be an interesting routing decision.
Yeah, definitely. I feel like if that wasn't an oversight by the sexy Ganons, then I'm pretty sure we're not going to have to see that lava chest today. Hey, there's the mirror.
That's nice and conveniently placed, so we can clear out anything in Desert or maybe Checkerboard Cave if we need to while we're here.
Yeah, these co-pilots are doing a fantastic job for their runners. And the runner is just executing, like, with nothing. That's awesome. They're doing so good.
Yeah, I'm just imagining that conversation of like, okay, I'm going to send you to do 4-heart Misery Mire. Well, can I have silvers? Sure. Sure. It's fine. Whatever.
Hey, there's a full heart.
And Mystik now taking this trip back into the bottom of Hyrule Castle. Oh, this was where the Mire Big Key was, right? So
Yeah.
feels like maybe this routed a little bit better over on the Sexy Ganon side to get this while everyone was here for Dark Cross anyway.
We're in the slug room for Yagamoth. Interesting.
Oh, I think I know what happened here. It's the bridge chest, which normally you just hookshot across to, but we don't have that hookshot yet.
Oh, and that was our swamp small there in Mire. So Mire with a lot of value today. There's that big key to Meyer.
And Mystik not going all the way to Zelda Cell. I think that was the pod key that Yagamoth had extra, so not necessary on Mystik's side now.
And the pod dip for Mystik. Not surprising considering our lamp is in there. Nope, our mirror. Yagamoth doing lampless Meyer, but tried to say two things at once.
Yeah, I think at this point I'm betting that lamp is just not going to happen this seed, because it feels like it would have happened already if it was going to.
Oh, for sure. If you don't have it before Meyer, you're not going to worry about it the rest of the seed. This is pretty much, I think, the only room of contention other than Agate Tower. But we still haven't seen any Agate Tower keys, so I doubt Lumberjack is going to come into play.
Yeah, and I think with Fire Rod, no one would be worried about lampless Agate Tower, since there are torches in the worst rooms there, so...
Yeah, for sure. And Vitreous goes down with a couple silver arrows to the face for another small key to Thieves Town. Gross. Probably not going to need that. Well, we might. We still haven't beat Thieves Town yet, so that could be a thing.
Yeah, it feels like the most immediate thing, though, is going to be this mirror, because that will open up a lot on Death Mountain for us that was not accessible before, so that's probably our next trip, but could also be looking at Swamp, since we got that small key recently as well.
Yeah, dip into Desert, our green pendant. No small key, no big key, so hopefully something, well, obviously something on the torch or in the map room. Mystik also grabbing that heart. Don't blame them one bit. Okay, big key, Turtle Rock, definitely required. Mystik grabbing their small to Swamp and Miss Flute for Yagamoth. Probably going to be heading towards the mountain. Maybe Ice Palace. I always assume if you pick up a potion, you're going to Ice Palace.
Yeah, it is not a place to run out of magic. Even with half magic, it never hurts to have a backup there.
Ooh, Old Man Rescue. Wonder what he has for us today. Yeah, Spike Cave isn't going to be a thing for quite a little bit. Although something required could be in Spike Cave. We just can't do it because we're playing a spoiler log, so we don't really have the hearts we probably would have had just playing the game regularly. Hey, Tempered Sword. All right.
It's a good reward for walking the old man home. We saw Mystik got through that tricky first room in the Dark Mire basement. Did go ahead and use the blue potion that was left over to top up on health after that.
Oh, a hook shot up on Spec Rock. Beelining for Tower of Hera, although the hook shot is, something you're not going to want to leave, but I'm wondering if there's something on R56.
Yeah, because Hera's always a nice one to leave for right before GT, of course.
Yeah, absolutely. Oh, hey, Berna. And apologies for the background noise. My rooster is staring at me through my window and crowing. Sorry if you guys can hear it.
And that Cane of Burna makes Spike Cave a lot more plausible now.
Yeah, definitely, especially with half magic. It definitely makes it very doable. Another quick video fight over here for Mystik as Yagamoth takes down Moldorm.
About to say Mystik was a little low on arrows, but one to spare, no problem. So that's crystal number 3 for the frozen leftovers and number 4 for the sexy Ganons. Runners are hot on each other's heels for the most part through this seed.
Interesting, Mystik grabbed the big key to desert. Yagamoth did not do that. Looks like a swamp dip for Yagamoth. Mystik going to go ahead and grab their, I forget, complete. Lamp was in Hera? Did I miss that?
Oh, I missed it too, apparently.
I like blinked. That's all I did.
So that sounds like a logical double dip of Meyer then. Go in, get the mirror, leave to go get your lamp, and then logically go back and complete Meyer basement.
So gross. And I'm guessing with Yaga not doing anything else on the mountain that pretty much everything over on the east side is crap.
Yeah, I mean, what are we looking for here? We're looking for the Thievestown Big Key and a couple of TR Smalls. And we're going to
And
need
GT.
Ether to get into Turtle Rock.
Yeah, we aren't missing too much.
Yeah, you're right. GT Big Key, I guess, is sort of important. I always forget that one.
It's an easy one to forget because it can virtually be anywhere. And you could be required to dip GT, like Ken pointed out, to get something, to go somewhere else to get the big key to GT. So,
I mean, I have maybe been pilot on some seeds where about 5 crystals in, the runner said, "Hey, where's the GT Big Key?" And I said, hold on.
happens to the best of us. Not much attention being paid. Oh my gosh, and that bug net in those sunken treasure chests is very prominent in these races as well.
And I mean, the bug net is a pretty solid safety. With the bottle, you know, a fairy is a good backup to have for these low percent boss fights.
Absolutely. Oh, Mystik not grabbing Burna. That's interesting. I mean, I've seen Burna save a few runners several times so far in this spoiler log.
And Yagamoth almost got that 0 cycle Argus, just barely gets 1 empty cycle, and finishes off the fight with 1 silver arrow.
Hey, full heart on Argus. Not bad. Oh, unfortunate fall for Mystik. Oh, Lamp was on Moldorm. Thank you, Fant.
Good time to shout out our tracker as well, Yoinker's wife, who is there to notice things when, we're too dumb to see someone pick up a lamp, apparently.
Oh, hey, here is the big bomb. So I'm wondering if this is GT Big Key, although it could be either.
Showing off some fun strats with the bomb there. If you hook into an object and then start a dash while the bomb is catching up to you, you can actually dash with that bomb.
Oh, the book? Gross. Gross.
All right, so we did Pyramid Fairy just to get the book.
There's another TR small. Looks like Mystik heading into our pretty empty swamp palace. Yeah, Freda is Yagamoth's pilot. Sorry about that. Didn't see the question until just now.
Looks like Yaga also headed up to Catfish at this time. Well, at least if you were going to go to Catfish, there was some other good stuff along the way.
Yeah, definitely. Also important to note, in this mode, our runners and co-pilots and everyone is allowed to watch each other's streams and be a part of all of the action. So don't freak out if you see them show up in chat.
I mean, they already know where everything is, right? So there's not a whole lot to be spoiled. That could feed into some decisions, though, like Cane of Burna, whether you grab it or not, based on whether you're ahead or behind in the race.
Yep. Looks like Quakefish is now Etherfish, so that gives us our entry into TR. So GT Big or Thieves Town Big is probably going to be on one of the tablets, which is disgusting. It could be worse. It could have been PED, considering all of our pendants.
Yeah, and if, it's on Ether Tablet, that's actually not so bad. That will route in pretty well when we go up to the mountain for Turtle Rock and GT, hopefully together.
Yeah, I mean, that would be ideal, but when is Rando ever ideal like that and allows you to route so easily?
I was going to say, I feel like the pilots have done a really great job in this seed of things like, that Pyramid Catfish trip, knowing that it's okay, we can put that off, we can do all of those together, and really finding those efficiencies in the route wherever they can.
Oh, for sure. I mean, there's definitely a lot of pressure on the runners, but I feel like the absolute worst pressure is on the co-pilot, obviously. I mean, you have to make those judgment calls of like, okay, Burnus here, grab it. Or no, you got to go. You know what I mean? You kind of have to make those big decisions for your runner.
And you got to make them quickly, too, is the thing, right?
Yeah.
Especially at the beginning of the seed. It's just go, go, go.
Especially because the majority of the dungeons have been go mode, so they don't even have that kind of prep time like, okay, go mode swamp, which is pretty fast considering. And it might look slow sometimes, but when you're trying to plan a route, it's definitely super fast.
Another pretty solid zero-cycle attempt there from Mystik. We'll also get the graceful exit into the one cycle and finish off Argus very quickly. The other thing about being a pilot, too, is if you've never looked at a spoiler log, it is maybe not organized the way you would expect it to be. So things like, the chest inside the dam and the chest outside the dam are not right next to each other. There's really a lot of tricks that you have to learn to sort of navigating through that log quickly.
And then add cross key or key sanity to it. So now you're looking for small keys too. And big keys. And there's a cold stare down for a Yagamoth. Mystik. Not grabbing the book.
Oh, so I wonder if that's the other Turtle Rock small key. So where Mystik took the trip into Dark Maze to get a small key out of there, Yagamoth decided that he's going to grab one off of Ether Tablet. Well, Yaga and Freddy together, right, routing out the seed.
Very interesting. I did not even think of that scenario. To the etherfish for Mystik as we make another climb up the mountain for Yagamoth. So this is either TR. Yeah, this either is Turtle Rock or the big key to Thieves Town.
Mystik's also going to be able to clean up this ice rod here. So again, very nice finding this efficiency in the route to come back to Waterfall Cave.
Yeah, definitely really good communication between our runners. The big key to Skull Woods. That is gross.
Right, I admit I'm a little confused because that feels like a mistake from someone, but I'm not sure who. Because either the sexy Ganons just grabbed that big key that they didn't need, or the frozen leftovers are really not thinking about that.
Yeah, I'm really interested to see how that's going to play out. Because that is definitely some divergence.
And Sexy Ganon's going into Turtle Rock right now with only 2 TR keys, or at least opening it up. There might be a TR key in Super Bunny or somewhere convenient.
Ice Palace dip for the frozen leftovers. Okay, so we are ignoring the front of T-Rock. No, we're not. Never mind. Why do you guys keep making me a liar?
There we go.
Interesting. Now the Skullwoods big key has me nervous.
Yeah, I can see how Mystik would have rather done the Dark Maze and then be able to skip the right side of TR later. But yeah, that Skullwoods key is still a little bit mysterious.
No spoilers, Freda. I wasn't really yelling. I was just kidding. I mean, I'm assuming it has to be the GT big. Or a fetch quest to the GT big.
I was going to say, how dare someone bring spoilers into our spoiler log race?
Right? Okay, so no Big Chester Mimic Cave. Yaga heading right to the Crystal Roller Room as Mystik takes on Cold Stare. Little bombos action there. Quick spin. Hopefully get Cold Stare in that corner and some fire rod shots, and down they will go. Very nice fight. Okay, there's the big key to Thieves Town. One big key left, which I'm assuming has something to do with the Skullwoods big key, which I guess that's not super terrible because we do have to go into Dark Hack again anyway to finish up Thieves Town. So if there is something in Skullwoods, it's not quite as disgusting as it could have been.
Yeah, that will flow together pretty well. I'm pretty sure that's not even the first time today that I've seen the Thieves Town Big Key in Turtle Rock.
There's definitely been a lot of overlap in these seeds today. I mean, we've played quite a bit of Rando today, and there have been very consistent items in the same place in several seeds, which is interesting.
All right, so now it looks like Mystik is going back to do this Pyramid Fairy. This does feel like maybe the first real misstep that we've seen, that Mystik's going to be walking this same route a couple of times, not having grabbed the big bomb before. But there's just so much to keep track of in these spoiler seeds, and so much to remember for the runners as well, because your pilot has told you, okay, go here, then do this, then do this, then do this, and just keeping up those lines of communication are so important.
Especially for the fetch quests, because you really don't take into account the Skullwoods big key when you're doing key sanity, right? Because it's really not always necessary. So not only did our pilot have to see what is in the Skullwoods big chest, but then they had to find the Skullwoods big key. And God forbid it's another fetch quest, because then if you pull the mushroom, you have to find out what's on the mushroom. And just coming up with that quickly is rather tedious.
Yeah, it's one of like 37 different things that the pilot is trying to keep in their heads all at once while giving instructions to the runner.
Exactly. There's our flute to 3. Gonna see Yaga jump into the Dark World. Maybe give us a look at what is in that Skullwoods big chest. Possibly just gonna go do Thieves Town just to, you know, keep it mysterious for a little longer. Because of course. Mystik also grabbing their Skullwoods big key. Not surprised. Probably gonna see them go ahead and clean up TR while they're here. Not gonna have to grab that small key in the front. Might grab the small key just to go ahead and skip the lava chest room instead of going to steal the key off the pokey.
Yeah, I'm trying to think if that pokey key steal is faster or slower than going to the right side. It feels like the pokey is the better choice, but I'm not sure.
I don't feel like there's anything fast in Turtle Rock, honestly. Unless you're in cross keys or inverted, then Turtle Rock can be kind of fast, but otherwise, no.
Yeah, my problem is in inverted. Anytime I save in Turtle Rock is eaten up by me remembering how to get into Turtle Rock, so
Agree. I really think the only big difference is Yaga having that Cane of Burna, which could come into play. I mean, any kind of death you take in a spoiler log is definitely going to be awful. There's another heart in the Lion's chest, which was just in the match I was watching right before coming on. Nothing in the big key chest. I thought we got the small key. Yeah, we did. So Yaga didn't even pick up the extra key. Didn't have to worry about it. So off to a blind fight. Mystik is picking up that small key. Definitely don't blame them. So not gonna have to kill that pokey.
Yeah, that will save an extra trip through those pipes in that room, so...
Very nice blind fight on Yagamoth's side. And blind is down. Which now all we have to do is see what's in that Skullwood's big chest.
Feels like the only question is it the GT Big Key or is it a fetch quest chain to get to the GT Big Key?
Freda did promise it was fun. So I'm hoping it's gonna be, it could be like cape to bumper ledge or powder, mushroom, shovel. Ah, there it is. I thought it was gonna be a little more interesting.
And I feel like I say this every time I watch a spoiler race, but can you imagine running the seed without the spoiler? That is such a hard last location for that GT Big Key.
Absolutely. I think it definitely was fun, Freda, because you had to do 2 fetch quests just to get to it, right? You had to go to 5-6 crystals, you had to do the ferry, and then you had to climb the mountain to do Ether Tablet to get the big key to the one dungeon you never want to see the big key to. I mean, I guess Ice Palace would have probably been more gross, especially if Ice was one of the 5-6. That would be
And that is officially, by the way, everything that Yagamoth needs to beat the seed in hand now. Again, we can argue about what counts as go mode when you know where all the items are from the very beginning. And a quick stop off for Butter Sword in Hookshot Cave.
not terrible. I mean, it's kind of on your way, may as well. And Trinex's about to emerge from their rock shell from Mystik, taking him down with just a couple swings. About to grab their 6th crystal. Just a quick TR and Skullwood Stip for Mystik, and they will also be heading to Ganon's Tower.
Yeah, really nice. Got that double spin on Trinex coming out of the shell to make that second phase very fast.
Yeah, I mean, and technically, Meyer was a double dip, Freda, because you didn't have the lamp at that point because lamp was on Moldorm. So it was like, go to Meyer to get the mirror, to go to Hera to get the lamp, to beat Meyer to get the, it's a whole thing. But of course, you guys don't need the lamp, but it was a very interesting chain of logic. Oh my goodness, that's so gross.
Yeah, a weird little quirk of the keys in Hyrule Castle there Freddy's talking about in chat is that the Hyrule Castle small key is technically required to put the any item past a small key door in Hyrule Castle in logic. So anything down toward Zelda's cell past the first key guard because you could always waste your small keys in the back somehow. So Freddy describing a chain: shovel on the green pendant turn in, which gets you the cape, which is powder on bumper ledge, and then the sewer key was on the magic bat. That is an extremely gross chain logically.
Yeah, no doubt. Yaga is just flying through the gauntlet already into the Wizrobe's room. Mystik going to take down Blind and then start their climb. Went ahead and grabbed that GT big key. So going to be on their way up the mountain as soon as their 7th crystal is in hand.
Yeah, I think it took me longer to describe that chain of logic than it did for Yagamoth to do the gauntlet.
Which tells you how much time our poor co-pilots had to give instructions to their runners. Well, to figure out the logic for their runners as well. Yagamoth looking a little bit better on health. Mystik gonna pick up a couple more hearts, I'm sure. Red mail, silvers, half magic, lamp, everything. Looks like we're gonna have a pretty decent Ganon fight here for both of our runners. Ooh, unfortunate fall for Yagamoth.
And I was going to say, Yaga did pick up that butter sword, which theoretically doesn't save you time on Ganon if you nail the 1-1 with tempered, but definitely makes it a lot easier to get that 1-1. So
Yeah, I definitely wouldn't discourage anyone from grabbing that gold sword, especially when it's on the way like that. I mean, it was what, 5-6 seconds maybe out of the way, and it almost guarantees you the 1-1. So I felt like it was a good, depending on RNG, you could have like a really crappy Ganon location and not be able to get the 1-1. And if this was a super close race, that could decide it. Yeah, Yaga's Mimic clip was amazing.
ooh, lined up nicely for a triple there, but Yaga teleported away. Oh, again with the jukes, just avoiding these hits from Yaga. And there we go.
And Ganon's tower is finished for Yagamoth. Mystik about to head up to climb the tower. Yagamoth about to drop into the big pig.
And this should be a pretty good time for Yaga. Should come in well under an hour, as long as Ganon doesn't do too many ridiculous warps around the fight here.
Yeah, definitely a fantastic time, especially considering that all of our faster dungeons, like Eastern Palace, Desert Palace, were pendants that we didn't really have to worry about. So the longer dungeons like Misery Mire, Ice Palace, Turtle Rock, Swamp Palace were all required this seed. So it's really a fantastic time. Oh, and Catfish was also required. So that kind of... And 5-6 crystals. I mean, overall, these runners did like the execution was just on point.
That will do it. Gets that 4th silver arrow into Ganon, and we'll cross the bridge at about 58:30. We'll see what the official race time is. But get those GGs in chat for Yagamoth.
Yeah, the co-pilots definitely seem to make sure that they even gave their runners safeties, like with that red mail so early, and a few hearts here and there. Like the communication was excellent because it's very hard, especially when you're trying to read it. Like for instance, like a spoiler log for Thieves Town gives you the attic chest first. So if you're looking, you're like hookshot, attic chest, you automatically think, okay, the first chest in Thieves Town is the hookshot. And it's not. It's the attic chest, which is 5 chests away. So you also have to know which chest is which, where your compass chest, your map chest is, and things like that, because that can be very confusing and that can cost a lot of time for the runners. So even just having that communication to be like, okay, skip, get the first chest in Thieves Town, skip the second, grab the third, grab the fourth. Then we're going to go to the attic, skip the attic, do the, it's really impressive.
Yeah, it just takes so much time to kind of build up that synergy between the pilot and the runner so they know how to communicate efficiently. So a lot of hard work goes into these, I know, for a lot of these runners.
Yeah, I know these times, most of these races are between what, like an hour and an hour and 10 minutes. I mean, it does seem really, really fast, but there's so many variants that decide what kind of time you're going to have and things that you really don't think about, like communication with your pilot and not just blanking out and kind of staring, like, oh, I'm watching you beat Moldorm. I should be looking at the log and figuring out where you need to go next. So I think it's I love the spoiler race seeds because they are always so much fun to watch, but you just have to give credit to both the runner and the pilot because it has to be like a cohesive unit. Yaga telling on themselves, but they are not a good listener.
Yeah, I think a lot of pilots actually won't even watch their runner necessarily most of the time because you're right, it is so easy to sort of get mesmerized, especially by, these clinching boss fights and that sort of thing.
Oh yeah, especially if you're the one that sent, your runner on a 4 heart viddy. I don't want to watch what's happening there. You just do you. Let me know when it's done. Life-giving kid. So it looks like the sick kid either had some hearts or a bottle with some potion in it. Mystik through the gauntlet, going to head up to the torch rooms, take down Moldorm 2, and then Ganon.
Some sort of key on pedestal there. Thanks a lot, game.
Just a random key. Not going to tell us which one.
And there's Moldorm 2 with no trouble.
Hey, $20 in the Moldorm 2 chest.
Hey, that was going to be my
Oh,
guess.
Castle Power Key.
Yeah, ag a small key on the pedestal. While we have a second here, it's never a bad time to say thank you again for our tracker for the day, Yoinker's wife.
Yeah, it definitely did a great job. Tracking Copilot is kind of aggressive and fast. You do have the benefit of having that spoiler log, but it's also kind of on you to like make sure you mark the pendants and crystals right. Like the last race I tracked like an hour ago, I had the pendant for Meyer wrong, and nobody could figure out why the runners went out of their way to get Ether when it was Quake to open up Meyer, and I was like, oh, that's my bad. Yeah, so I mean, you could easily confuse an entire run just by marking one thing wrong. So big thanks to Yorker's wife.
Yes, the trackers will go into the race room and grab that spoiler log as well. It's really helpful when you miss something that you can just go in there and check, like, oh yeah, what did they get out of Dark Cross again? And also, it's really important for tracking the race because runners are never going to check their maps to see where the pendants and crystals are. Chat would have no way of knowing if we didn't have access to the log ourselves.
And it's kind of fun knowing what chat doesn't know. Like you see someone climbing again, you're like, what are they doing? I'm like, I know what they're doing. Oh, down to 1 heart for Mystik. Doesn't have that burnout or the cape. Gonna have to be careful here. Looks like they're out of the danger zone, hopefully.
Yeah, dodged that first wave of fire bats and then got on the timing, so Ganon didn't have a chance to shoot out any more.
So I think we're having a little bit of connection issues here, but Mystik does look like they're almost finished with Ganon. Could be finished now, possibly, or very close to it. And there we go. That is a GG's for Mystik. I unfortunately do not remember who Mystik's co-pilot was.
Chimo, I believe.
Oh, okay. Hey guys, GG's.
GG.
Jeez, thanks.
So how did you feel about the seed?
Yeah. I don't know how Mystik felt, but I definitely made a bunch of routing mistakes there. Which, I mean, probably cost it for us.
Felt pretty good. A few execution things, but
GG's.
yeah. GG's.
Yeah, I'm at. It looked like it was pretty much the same route by the time I started watching, but that was like 30 minutes in. So
Yeah, I mean, it was fairly straightforward. You just gotta like read which Skullwood's key is which, and not the big key. I kind of made a mistake there, so I didn't realize we needed book, which was pretty much on the way, but that was the big mistake. And then just little things like I don't think we got the fastest pod keys. I didn't see the Meyer big key in the basement of Hyrule Castle, so we went back there. That wasn't as bad because we had boots when we went back, but yeah, just a bunch of stuff like that. The book was really costly.
yeah, that's rough. When I saw where the Skullwood's big key was, I was like, oh, okay, where's the book? Oh, oh, great. Now what?
Yeah, that's
Fortunately,
pretty
I
rough.
had a little extra time. Can I?
Yeah,
Sorry, I'm didn't find. Trying to get Yagamoth in here. You can't see the channel though, maybe.
I mean, there was definitely that trolley
Oh.
aspect of needing the book to get the Skullwoods Big Key to get the GT Big Key, but overall, your routing seemed to lead in very nice progression for both runners, where you had kind of the safeties of the swords. You guys had the hammer in 5 seconds. Like, just to look at the log and already know what's on Uncle, because I have read these spoiler logs because I'm typically the tracker. So
Mhm.
I know that the Uncle information is not right there. You kind of have to scroll a little bit, and you guys both did it so quickly. Like, I knew it was going to be an excellent race just from knowing right off the bat where your runners were going. And I think that's really important. And it definitely showed that you all four of you had really good communication. You were worried about your runner because you made sure those safeties were in place, like your
Mhm.
swords. You all had red mail. Like, it was very, very well done by all four of you.
Yeah, I just made him do dark hammer, dark cross. It's fine.
Yeah, that was a little
It's fine.
cruel. I will say that
Poor
one. That
guy.
was kind of mean.
Did y'all go right into it? From
Yeah, we went straight to hammer and then did the basement and then tried to do the mood pearl, and it took 2 tries, but Yagamoth eventually got it.
Yeah, I don't like doing those back rooms without like boomerang or something that's helped me see where I'm going.
Yeah, if the second try didn't work out, I was just gonna have him go grab a sword out of or something out of CAC first and come back to it. But getting it early means we can just go straight from CAC to Dark World, so
Yeah, four
it was
heart,
worth.
4 Hark spike caves and hammer dark rooms. Well, come on, guys, give us a chance.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, plus we were able to grab some bombs, so that made it a little bit easier the second time because the tree pole was bombs.
Yeah. GG's.
Did you guys do? It looks like you guys. Did you guys do Mini Moldorm before CAC or
We went
After.
straight into
After.
CAC after Uncle, and then we did Mini Molder, and then back and got the boots like right away.
Gotcha. Yeah. Yeah, we did. Got the Moon Pearl and stuff out of, and we even got the pod key out of Zelda Silk just because I wasn't sure exactly pod keys at that point because I saw the flute in there.
Chemo?
So I ended up
I
getting
think
that.
that
pod
was
key.
the best one.
I think, yeah,
Probably.
because we ended up being like, I'm like, okay, we only need one. There's like a whole bunch available, but you have to drop down and get the mitts first, which were you couldn't get out of Skull Woods at that point because all the Skull Woods keys were awful.
You know, I was
And-
scrambling at the start, and I saw the Meyer Big Key, I think, and I was like, okay, I need to check if we actually need to do Meyer and if that big key is required. And then I was checking other stuff, and I like forgot about it or something. So
Oh,
then
no.
I saw you guys pick up the pod key in Zelda song. I was like, we don't need that. So I was like, that's the slowest one, but it ended up not being probably.
Yeah, because you
which
have to run back because the
would have
because of
been
this
fine
tree
if we came back with the sword. So we had to do Dark Cross, which was probably a little faster with the sword. I don't know. So
Yeah,
we just,
definitely.
all we had to do then is go into the basement and grab those 2 things, but
Yeah.
we missed it then. So
Yeah.
that was a double, triple dip.
Did
Yeah.
you? Which 2 pod keys did you end up getting?
We grabbed Stumpy and like hammer pegs or something, and
Stumpy hammer pegs. Yeah.
that was basically like a one-off trip. Like we did Hype Cave,
Yeah.
which I think had some safeties and keys in there, but that could have been done later.
We did. So we did the Skullwood stuff. So the front of Thieves Town into Skullwoods and got the drop down stuff and save it. And then I just had him grab the. I'm like, you can do a mimic clip. He's like, yeah, of course. And did a beautiful mimic clip as always. And
Yeah, I think he'll get
grabbed the
both
small
of
key
them.
off of the library. Yeah, that's what I would have had to done too. Like,
that-
but yeah, we grabbed the library one.
Yeah, we grabbed a potion. To be honest, I didn't even think about not mimic clipping, but yeah. So,
And some of us can't do it, Chimo.
yeah.
I thought about like having him grab a third pod key. I'm like, wait a second, he can just we'll just grab both bows. We'll just get silvers. It's fine. It's a free excuse to get silvers.
Probably a third key is faster than getting a potion, maybe because they weren't that bad. It was like there was
Yeah.
one in the library. I don't know. They were kind of around. It kind of depends. I don't know.
Yeah, but just like where the mirror was, you had to get the flute first to get mirror, so you couldn't get those really efficiently without like
Yeah.
running around a whole bunch of extra times.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
it's just annoying enough. I'm like, let's just grab the library one and just go because I think we had a library and then Hype gave up to Pod.
Yeah, and you guys definitely made liars out of us because you found the bow-locked bow, and we were like, oh, that must mean the logical bow is somewhere really awful, and then like 5 seconds later.
Not really. It was just that's how it worked out because of the pod keys.
It's like, how many keys do we need in pod? Okay, 2.
Yeah, Chima was like, you want the ledge chest, and you're gonna go into the basement. I'm like, okay. First one was a bow. I was like, oh, cool. We broke sequence, and I opened up the silver. I was like, oh, okay. That's dumb.
I have the other bow. Oh, by the way, we also need Hellway for a flute. That's why we're here.
Yeah.
I was wondering what swords were fastest, because like you could kind of almost just skip Old Man and get tempered, like I don't know, with Turtle Rock or something. But...
If I see a sword on Old Man, I'm just gonna have Yagamoth get it. Honestly, like
Yeah.
I didn't see a reason to skip that at that point because I wasn't even planning on getting the hookshot cave one. We just grabbed it on the way because we had the time and Butter's a little bit easier.
We grabbed it because y'all grabbed it.
Fair enough.
That is definitely a good reason to. Well, I mean, I don't think
Yeah.
silvers were that out of your way considering you were doing 4-heart Misery Mire without the lamp, you know, right after. So I'm pretty sure that probably saved you guys time, especially on the Vidi fight, considering it was
definitely.
such low percent.
Yeah, I was like, oh wait, we can go to Hura first and get the thing. Then wait a second, hookshot's on. Never mind, we have to go to Milo first.
The
It's
TR
always
small
fun
keys.
information.
I was gonna say the TR small keys are also fun. Yaga, you were going in with 2 small keys and we're like, oh, where's that third one? And it's just sitting there on the right side. Why not?
It's where it always is. Into the rock. I
Yeah.
think the fourth one was.
We went in with 3, and Chima was like, just grab the one on the right side on your way. You don't have to steal.
Yeah.
Oh, did you grab the maze one?
We did, and I think that's probably the one we should have skipped, I guess, because then you don't need to hammer jump or get out of the basement. But at the time, I was like, I thought I thought the Skullwood's big key was in Turtle Rock. I like misread. There was a Skullwood's key in there, but it was just a small key, and that was like the entire problem, basically. I just misread the spoiler.
Oh, yeah. I actually missed the Turtle Rock key in Pod because I wasn't paying attention to it, I guess. I thought it was a map or something.
Good
And
thing
then
it's
I wanted
not
to be like,
required.
yeah, I was gonna say, I went through it, I was like, okay, the other 3 keys are fine. That's easy.
Yeah.
We're good.
I think probably that's the one you skipped, though. Probably the other ones are better. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's the one to skip as well. I guess. Well, was it the top or the bottom?
It was the bottom.
It was
You
the
could hammer
bottom.
right into it.
That might almost be faster to grab than the one in Turtle Rock. Because Roller Room sucks.
Yeah. Yeah, he was like, grab it. I'm like, okay, but I can't bypass him with any, like, cape or burna, and I'm like...
Oh, you guys didn't pick up burna?
Just the NMG strats there. That's fine.
Yeah, thanks, Jimmy. Where was burna?
Hey, it wasn't. It was in Hera map chest. It was on the way through Hera.
Really?
Yagamoth almost skipped it. I'm like, no, grab that chest. You want that chest, trust me.
I guess if you're gonna hook speed, you might as well grab it.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Oh, good. I got to practice a lot of low percent stuff I don't normally get to, so...
Yeah.
Like 4-heart, Mire, in the dark.
Yeah, at least the seed gave you red mail without too much trouble, so that was a nice backup.
I didn't even do that on purpose. It just kind of happened. I'm like, oh yeah, I guess you can just get red mail at a hype cave.
They were like right on the way, armors
Yeah.
for once, so that wasn't too bad. There wasn't. I guess we finished with 6 hearts or 7 hearts. They early on weren't real available.
Yeah, hearts are a little rough, really.
I wasn't, too jealous of having to fight Moth with the gear that you did fight Moth with.
Half magic and...
I guess it's not too bad with half magic, but
No, it's not.
Yeah, hammer, half magic, blue mail. It was a pretty nice pattern too, actually. Honestly, like I think Yaga got 3 hammer hits in before it was even close to a problem.
I just fire routed him down. I'm not even getting near him. That's it.
Yeah, I tend to prefer hammer just because it's only half as many hits, so that's just more comfortable.
I mess the hitbox up a lot, so I tend to, unless I have more health, I don't tend to do the hammer. It was
Yeah,
more of
that's
a, I know I
definitely
can't
fair.
afford to die here thing.
Yeah,
That
it
was
definitely things flowed pretty well there. It felt like there was a lot in the dungeon, so it's just like, okay, go to Skull Woods, get all the stuff there, go to the next dungeon, get all the stuff there, and just kind of putting it in the right order for the most part.
Stop Skullwoods though. There's like a 20 rupee and a piece of heart, and that was the only not useful things in that dungeon.
Yeah, that's actually Jinxie Girl's fault, because when you found the what was it, Fire Rod first,
Mm-hmm.
and then she was like, oh, that kind of points toward Ice Palace, and then we get the flippers, and she's like, oh, all we need for Ice Palace is the mitts, and then there's the mitts in the next chest.
I was not reading the spoiler log. I did not even download it or pull it up. I'm not even in your race room. So it was just sorry.
Ice Palace
would be
was
more fun
nothing.
to calm without knowing what's on the spoiler.
Yeah, I don't. Whenever I calm these, I don't like doing the spoiler either. It's more fun not knowing.
All right, well, GG's again all around. Any final thoughts about this seed?
No. Blame Chimo.
Yeah, it was GG's guys. It was fun races.
That was fun.
Yeah,
There was definitely no 4-heart cape shenanigans with Spike Cape this time, at least.
just
Although when
pyramid
you pulled
tray for
Darna,
kill.
I kind of thought it might have been some Spike Cave shenanigans happening.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm still in awe from last night when you guys pulled that off.
Apparently, it's pretty close. Yak said he was practicing it before the race.
Yeah. I mean, you have to be very precise in order to make it with a cape. Burna is easy. With a full magic bar, but cape, you can't make any mistakes.
Yeah, it'll take you out at 5 hearts like it did Chimo last
Yeah.
night.
Yeah.
I didn't even know it was possible until I saw that. It was really crazy.
I didn't either until I did it, to be fair.
I don't know. I gotta go practice that for more spoiler races.
Yeah. I think the trick to that is make sure you pop the cape early as opposed to late. Because you can, like, there's a weird thing with the lift rock. If you lift the lift rock and while it's over your head, you don't actually take any damage, but you will still drain magic. So on that last little bit, you're draining magic but not taking damage, and that can be the difference between making it and not making it. As what happened to you, basically, exactly.
Right.
It's so weird.
It's very strange. I'll need to learn how to do it with 5 hertz before I can do it with 4 hertz.
Just do it. That's what I did. It worked out? Question mark.
Imagine having good movement in this game. It's probably important.
Oh. I think I bonked like 10 times extra in our race last night, but that was fun.
All right, well, GG's again, everyone. We are going to go ahead and raid Speed Gaming. There is some Wind Waker rando going on. I believe that's part of the SG Live tournament for that, so we'll head over there in just a second.
Yeah, and again, GG's to the runners. Big thank you to my co-com, Cool Papa Bell. Always a pleasure. Again, thank you to Yoinker's wife, who definitely did a great job tracking. And GG's to our runners and our co-pilots. Excellent show tonight.
Absolutely, and we've got more Link to the Past rando coming up at 8 o'clock. Between who was that? Mogliachi versus the Skull Kids. That's going to be a good matchup there, and that is right back here on this same channel.